Awa, kia ora tātou. E reo, ko tāua no tāua. Noire, ko tā, e koreu e tōwai ngā kōrero, i ngā mihi, ki te wahine Maori, ki ngā mate huko, ko pā mai ki a tātou. Kamutu ki tō tātou kaupapa te whanau Aotearoa, noho tonu nei, i te hohonutanga o taku nākau. Aha ko puta i ngā kua o te whare, ko ngā mahi a mai ai konei, popohiu ki te popohiu. Kore wari tia. Nō mihi ana ki a koe. Kamutu ki a koutou, ngā ringaringa, ngā wāwai, o tō tātou kaupapa. Tēnā koutou. Kia ora tātou. Kia ora tātou. Thanks for having me back for starters, and my big apologies for the stuff I will share. Heidi will share it. Yeah, I just breezed into Rotorua here thinking, oh sweet, I've got 10 minutes, neck minute, and I'm an hour late. So I apologise for that. Good to be back with you all. And just in case there's some of you who don't know, just thought I'd chuck this up. That's a little bit about me. We live here in Rotorua. Of course, I had the honour and privilege of being taurangi at Te Whanau Aotearoa, I'm impressed with the next one, and been in Parliament for my sins a few years ago now. But this is me, just so you know that I hopefully come with a little bit of credibility, probably more to the point around this whole aspect of health and cancer, because I had cancer, and I'll take you through my journey. So thanks, Heidi, for getting in touch, because I'm really pleased actually that it looks like the majority of you are women, for goodness sake. And I'm thinking you wanted to talk about prostate cancer, which is men's stuff. But I did say to Heidi, nah, actually when we're starting to talk about prostate, we've got to talk about relationships, we've got to talk about our women understanding what's happening, and also because my journey follows a lady that I'll talk about shortly that sort of mixes the two together. And so anything to do with prostate has got to be a whanau issue. It's not about men go over in the corner and start talking about prostate, and you women, you go over that side of the room and start talking about cervical cancer. We've got to talk about it together, which hopefully we become clearer. Is it moving? Are the slides moving?
Oh, no, it just stopped.
Hey, oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
All right, so I've been to Parliament. I was there for 12 years, member for Party Maori. There I go back one, please. Oh, wow. There I am. So that's me, and I had the privilege of being CEO at the whanau Aotearoa. And the other stuff, I'm at Waikato University at the moment as sort of deputy chair of their council, and I just started with Te Aotearangi as the chair of their runanga, just to give them a hand, because that's a kaupapa that's near and dear to me. All of my tamariki and my whole whanau, Maori language speaking whanau, as Reo talked about, all of our kids have been together at Kura Kaupapa Māori Kohanga Reo. But anyway, that's that. My whole journey started with this kaupapa about cancer with this lady by the name of Tale Morrison in 2017. So I know you're all listening and you might be doing other work, but I just want you to imagine that you get a call at 7 o'clock, there or thereabouts. She rings you, she's your friend, close friend, lives next door, used to live next door. All of our kids went to school together. We used to touch base. We're at Te Whare Tūtaua o Matarua in Rotorua here. She's a teacher, educator, beautiful, beautiful woman. 3 kids. And I'd heard about her cancer journey, but I was too scared to ring her because I didn't know what I'd say. I'd just start bawling. And so I did touch base with her. I took her one of my fantastic Rewana bread up to Hamilton one day. I went to her house and saw her. And you wouldn't on the face of it thought that she was crook, but she had been in for treatments quite a few times. This particular morning, she rang me and she said those words, Matua, I have stage 4 cancer. But I got this. And I was gobsmacked, didn't know what to say. Now, what do you say to a person that just told you they got cancer? Because immediately you hear cancer, you think dead, you're gone. Immediately, most of us do, eh? No matter what, you just hear the word. It doesn't have to be prostate cancer, just cancer, the big C. So that just knocked me around a fair bit. I didn't know what to say, and I was at Te Whanau Aotearoa at the time. And so this beautiful woman, she passed away a couple of years after this, but her legacy lives on because while she was, as you can see on the slides, I'm 41, my kids are grown. My career is booming. I'm the fittest and healthiest I have ever been. And on August 29th, 2017, I was told that I had cervical cancer. So it was a bombshell to all of her whanau, to many of us that were close to her. And she was a part of Te Mātauranga Ururoa, one of the leaders. She used to run and have these fellas running everywhere. She was fit as, but it crept up on her. I picked these slides up because this is her story, not mine. She says, I saw a lovely doctor whose face would become very familiar over the following weeks. I think I have a bladder infection. I had a gush of blood and clots came out of me. My uterus and pelvis were sore. My lower back is sore. I can't sleep. Are you up to date with your smears? She says, no. She says, her message is simple. I'm sick. I expect your support. And I don't know what your support looks like just yet. So she had been in for a smear. I called in. She got the results back and was recalled. She didn't go back. She left it for a number of years, thinking that she was all right. She was in the kaupapa, she was fit as. And then when she did go back in, it was basically too late. Why? Because cancer had riddled her body. And to give you an idea, ever since I've been for years and years and years, I go for a physical check every 6 months. I get my blood tested for prostate, diabetes and cholesterol. And I had clear readings 6 months. I had clear readings and have had clear readings. Within 6 months, that cancer had gone boom, and you'll see that shortly. So if we think that it's a long way away, the answer is no, hell no. And the worst part is that it could have been avoided had she gone back. And the downside is that many of our women don't go back to get checked because they think it's the end. All it is, go back and get checked to verify yes or no, and then you will know, one way or the other. Then you can do something about it. But if you don't go back, then the inevitable is going to come. Anyway, this is Darling Tale. So her thing was kaupapa. She loved it. All of her friends there, as you can see, familiar faces from the Te Mātauranga Ururoa. And she believed that even when she was dying, that, right, if I can't do anything, I want to try and do something for everybody else, all the other women out there. So she, along with Ururoa here in Ururoa, took up the kaupapa of smear your mare. That's how it started. And her catchphrase is one kapa at a time. So she knew she wasn't going to change the world, but she knew that also that she had a hook through kapahaka, and therefore she developed the whole kaupapa about trying to share information such that no other woman would have to go through what she went through. So she tried to go kapahaka by kapahaka. And at that time, Te Matatini was being headed in Wellington. So 2017, 2018, I think, from memory, right? So she comes and talks to me and a couple of other people, I think, thinking, oh, well, let's have a look, one kapa at a time. So she starts to open the door up on discussions. And we developed this campaign. She developed it up. So you don't miss your smear. These are all close friends. These are the Richards whanau and Rotorua here. But there's more. Some of her mates were here. They're all kapahaka people. And you would say, you wouldn't miss your hair appointment, so don't miss your smear. You know, those sorts of things. So it was a really huge attack at kapahaka. Now, and then the design of this whole message was fairly obvious about cervical cancer, but also it was very clever, because to talk about it in our terms, I mean, you know, we're mature, but when we start talking about anything to do with the body, and in particular our private parts, oh no, we don't go there. We stay away from it. And so this opened up the door to talking about it, because we talked about that thing in the woman's case as being tō mea. And you could apply it to male, tō mea, yeah? Any of those, tō rākau, whatever. But it turned it into our line, and it wasn't so, oh, I want to talk about it. It was, oh, yeah, I get it. I can handle it. So that was our campaign. Moving on. And of course, what she did was she tried to pick up people with a bit of profile. That was the day I took her my beautiful Lewana breed, and she came, that really helped her along. No, it didn't, but, and Te Makau was right behind her, and of course the Wetini, because of the Kapahaka Association. And what we were trying to do was say to her, look, okay, you're hit with it, but some of us like me got a profile and we can therefore take it on to the next phase. The downside is that she passed away before it actually happened. And so there she is, lying where she is right now, Tālei Roy Mata Morrison. And we decided, a couple of us, her uncle and stuff, said, well, we've got to keep her thing going. So I had a bright idea. How about we bike? Because we're into biking, and she was a fitness addict. How about we bike from the top of the North Island to Wellington? And then I woke up. Or maybe not. Then we thought, well, how about we just keep it with matatini? It's an easy mix, easy fit with it. So that's us, the morning that we left Rotorua, our first ride in 2020, well, it says 2021, but might have been there in 2022. There's us arriving in Wellington, taking a photo onto the stage at Matatini with a uniform. We spent that whole day, a whole week rather, biking all the way down to Wellington, and that's what it looked like. But we got to Wellington, and then that was 2 years later, then it had COVID, and then Matatini came on. We thought, well, what are we going to do now? Everybody thought, oh, down tools, we're going to have to get on the bike. And I said, well, no, we've got to keep the kaupapa going, we've got to take it on to the next phase, which meant riding from Wellington to Auckland. Yeah. That took us 5 days, and there's the route. And the bike is more nothing about trying to be a smart ass and being able to show that you can bike a long way. It's actually more about getting to small communities and taking it on the road. And I think the successes that we had in profile at Taranaki proved it. All we want to get is in front of our people and just put the message, get tested. Anyway, that's that. So, sorry, just go back one, was it? Just to check. Right. Oh, yeah, so there's our rides. And the last one, as I say, we went to Ngā Motu, 5 days again on the road. And this is when I had become through my cancer journey. So it was tough work. But anyway, we did it. So the good thing about it was that we would go to small communities and people would start talking. That queer, she got diagnosed with cervical cancer later on in life. And she never told anybody. Nobody. And so when we arrived, she told her whole hapu. And what's happening here is Bruce is there that on the left-hand side and right-hand side, she asked us all one of those candle little things with a wick in it to put, if you knew somebody that died of cancer, put that into that sort of thing of water, just in memory of those ones. And so we did. So what it did was it opened up, even at the small place, this is actually in Foxton. So, you know, little places like that actually opened the door up on cancer. So it was good. And then, of course, we go into communities, and depending on how we were received, this is on the left-hand side is Taupo, that one's in Turangi, and that one's at Ururoa here, calling in on the way, trying to share the message. Now, here's the catch. A part of that was that every rider had to do a medical check, and this is the ride going up to Auckland. So I went for my medical check. You had to have a medical check for the doctor to say you are able to ride. And medical check, as I say, was the blood test, check your heart, blah, blah, blah. He says to me, oh, your PSA, which is a level, which we'll come to shortly, is a level around prostate, is a little bit high. A little bit high. So, but you can go because you're on a bike and you're sitting on your prostate, therefore it's probably going to be high. But you can go, but when you come back, you must come and see us. I said, okay, fine, check. So I go for my blood test. Now I'm going to ask the question, what the hell is the prostate? Well, here it is. That's the prostate somewhere down there. So if you can picture sitting on a bike, you're sitting right on it. And it's a walnut size, they say, right? And what does it do? Well, its job is to basically produce sperm and also contribute to you having a mimi, males. This wahine man, this is for you, Father, because you need to get bloody whack some of our men around the ears. So what happens is that the prostate cancer cells, they're dependent on a thing called testosterone. Now, all men have testosterone. That's what makes us strong, gives us some thump, some fuel, as it says up there. And even though, and so what happens is testosterone feeds cancer. And what feeds testosterone? Sugar. Sugar. So they're all linked. So obviously, if you want to get rid of cancer, chop the sugar and chop other things, which we'll talk to shortly. So that's what happens. right? And I'll tell you the rest of the story. So that's just to tell you where that prostate is. Check. So symptoms of prostate cancer are these things. I'm not going to go over them. You guys can read them for yourself, but it's fairly obvious. They have something to do with your movement of your bowels, well, not your bowels, sorry, having a mimi, etc. And also, obviously, the issues to do with your relationship with your partner, wahine, or whatever it might be. So it has huge implications on whanau if it all goes ugly. Check. This is what happens. There's some symptoms that you might read about. I won't read those out. They're fairly obvious for you. But most people talk about, the bottom part is getting tired, a bit of weight loss, miming, a lot of going to the toilet all the time. Now, I've got to say that I didn't feel I had any of these symptoms. None of them. Until afterwards, I thought back, or maybe. The key one here is family history. Family history. If it's in your whanau, there's a possibility that you've got it. Now, you've got to understand how this all works, but we'll come to that shortly. Check. So here's my timeline, right? January 2023, I go for my check. The level that I'm on is level 7. Now, I'll tell you what those levels mean shortly. But level 7 is a little bit up there. Yeah. So 4, sort of just starting to tip over the hill, 7 starting to head up, right? So I come back, do the ride, Wellington to Auckland, everything's fine, I'm bloody fit as a buck rat. It's me, Te Ururoa, Flavell, Blink and Bean, Te whanau, Te Ururoa. I'm the man, for goodness sake, nothing touches me. I still run, I still bike, I'm bloody sharp. Yeah. Next minute, I do the ride, I come back. He sends me for blood check in April 2023. This is just 2 months after the Matatini. He says it's a bit high, go back and have another one, second blood check. So I go back and have a second blood check. Oh, I think there's something there, he says. He sends me to the urologist. So the urologist is the fellow that looks after down there. And he says, yes, there is something there. And I'm thinking, nah, no way in hell, come on. I've been fit as ever since I was born, for goodness sake. I'm sharp. Not going to hit me. When I used to talk about tane, that was just talking about it, not about me. So all of a sudden, he sends me for full body scan. And then 1 week later, the results back, and he sends me to a biopsy. So a biopsy is when I go to Tauranga for it, basically sit up on a chair, put your legs open, and there's a big needle, about 12 of them, and they go up and get samples from your prostate. And those samples are sent to the lab and they're checked. And on August 16, 2023, I received my results. So, just to help you out on what it might sound like, on that day where I happened to be with my wife, Irona, with our mokopuna there, on that day she presented to the University of Otago for her doctorate. She'd been working on it for 5-6 years, right? And last year, and this year and the year before, basically cut off from everything because she wanted to finish it. She finished it. The whole family goes down to Otago, to Dunedin. Here we are, all my kids, my mokopuna, we're all there. Her professor is not in that photo, but it'll be coming up shortly. So we're happy. She presents, and at the end of this presentation, the panel says, Mrs. Flavell, Mrs. Hon Flavell, you will get your doctorate. We go, yeehaw. We go, yeehaw. Check. That fellow on the left-hand side is their supervisor. His name is Richie Polton. Now he was suffering from cancer at that point in time. And so this is the panel they're talking to. Richie is was a world reclaimed educator, and he had supervised my wife. But at that time, he had cancer. So remember the date, it's the 16th of August. Everybody's going, yeah, let's go for a kite. We go for a kite, we come back out, check. We go and visit this place where all the Taranaki people were locked up in those prisons in the walls in Dunedin. This is 1 o'clock now, so 10 o'clock presentation, 1 o'clock finish the kite. We're going out to this fellow's place because he wants to come and say thank you he wants us to go to his house to say thank you for everything. So then I get a ring in the car from the doctor, and the doctor says, Mr. Flavell, I do not like to give messages like this on the phone, but I need to tell you that you have stage 4 prostate cancer. I think the picture on the right sort of tells you what I was feeling. I never heard anything after that. We had arrived outside this fellow's house. My kids were there. We got out of the car. I was with my wife and my brother-in-law. They could read messages a mile off. We just all had a big ball in the tongue. Because I was of that view, oh no, what the hell? And then we went in to see him. He's got cancer. What do you say, hey? What do you say? So, holy hell. So life wasn't all that great. And as it happens, the very next day is my wife's birthday. So we leave Dunedin and we go down to Invercargill, we get down there, have some bloody oysters and and then think, this ain't a holiday, we're going home. So I happened to get on a plane, came home, and when I got home, I said, bugger this after a week, because I was just down on it. Immediately, I'm planning my tongue. My son, he'll be speaking. That fella can't come. Some of you fellas were invited. Those fellas can't come. Don't invite that lot. Anyway, those fellas will come. Right? I'm planning my tongue. But a week afterwards, I thought, I can't. I'm all right. I don't feel any different. I can still run. I can still walk. So I'm just going to keep going, and let's face this on. So I go to the doctor, right? I go to the doctor and the journey starts after that. So we'll talk about that shortly. So here we are. Here's the keys around prostate. And actually it's mirrored for cervical cancer. It's the most common of cancers besides skin cancer. 4,000 are diagnosed with prostate cancer in Aotearoa every year. Maori men are 72% more likely to die of prostate cancer. Why? Anybody got a view why?
Don't do anything.
Don't get checked.
Yeah, we present late. We go back and ask and we present late. That's why. So there's a straight up message. 61% of cancer survivors say they had no symptoms, like I did. I didn't think I had any symptoms whatsoever. Maori men are 20% less likely to be diagnosed with cancer, but 50% more likely to die once diagnosed. Simply again, because it's too late. Too late. So turning it over to prostate cancer now, cervical cancer. Regular cervical screening can reduce the risk of developing cervical cancer by 90%. Now, back when Tale was around, you had to go to the doctor. Now things are totally different. You can get a self-check. Wahine, you can get a self-kit from any Maori health provider or any doctor and go and get checked in the bedroom or the toilet, whatever. It's easy. In her time, no, you had to get checked, then you had to report back. And so the same applies in terms of our men. There's two ways of getting checked. You get a blood test or a finger up the bum. Now, neither of them are confirmed as anything. All I say is your prostate is enlarged and your PSA is high. That's all. Doesn't mean to say you got cancer. It just says there's something developing here. Do something about it. But we don't even get past stage 1 or to stage 1. Yeah, does everybody understand that? Fact, Maori women are 2.5 times more likely to die from cervical cancer than non-Maori women. Fact, around 4,000 men are diagnosed with prostate cancer each year. We've already done that. Moving on. All right. Then it became, so I come home, and then what happens is that everybody, I'm thinking, oh, shall I share this? Because people don't share it. They don't share this, that anybody's got cancer. Generally, I don't hear too many people who share that they've got cancer. And after a while, I thought, oh, people are going to find out. And I was already getting some 1 or 2 inquiries and stuff like that. And so I thought, bugger it, I need to share it, because that's what, how can I go out and talk about smear your mare and promote cancer on behalf of women and yet not share my story? Which is why, if you want to, there's a Instagram page and a Facebook page called Living with my New Mate or Living with My New Mate. Because it's with you. Once it's in your system, you've got it. It's just a matter of containing. Yeah? So that's what's important. And of course, I went public, and the rest is history. Thank you. So what does this all look like? So for prostate cancer, you get a test. So just to go back a touch, all of it, as kids are born, all of us have a certain thing in our system, and I've forgotten the name of the term of it, and that kicks on to cancer. It can kick on to cancer. That's why tamariki are given a jab at school and about intermediate age. Why? Because once you become sexually active, it kickstarts. Male and female, kickstarts. So all of us have a form of cancer because there's umpteen forms of cancer. It's just a matter of when they come out. Yeah? So some will get young, that's why we know. Some are young, some are older. Some cancers, you can live with them as long as you control them. Other ones, bang, they just go hard. So that's important. So here it is for all the men that are watching, all three of us. For the 40 to 50-year-olds, 2.5 is abnormal. Remember when I first did my bike, I was 7. And for 60-year-olds, 4 is abnormal. Normal is 1 to 1.5. So, after I had done my checks and went and saw the doctor, came back from Christchurch, I was at 23.9. Now there's people higher than that. 23.9. I'm going, what the hell? So what had happened is the prostate is down here. And then it basically metastasized. I didn't know any of these terms. What it means is that cancer through your blood spreads through your body. When I came back from Christchurch, went to the doctor, myself and Edan went to the doctor here. He showed me the picture, and it happened that basically cancer was in my neck, down my back, through my lungs, through my legs, all down to my big toe. So he said, we've got to give you some treatment. And so, as you can see, there's the first drawing off the computer from 23, and after 3 months of doing treatment, I was at 2.2. So the message is you can do something about it, but everybody's different, right? So that's 2 months, 2.2, January in 2024, last year, 0.13, and I'm thinking, yes, yes. And he says, no, you got to get it down further. I'm like, come on. And now, every 3 months, I have to go and have a check. I have a blood test, and so far, in all of the ones that I've had, I'm sitting at 0.02, which is basically undetectable. For me, it says it's still in my body, it's just suppressed. So every 3 months, I get a jab in my guts, and it stays there and just basically suppresses the testosterone, natural testosterone in my body. So that's my saving grace. I've got to live with that for the rest of my life. And so I can do most things. Just struggle going up, uphill, walking and stuff like that, and lifting sometimes now and again. No, not really bad, but bad enough to tell me, oh, no, you're not there still, bro. Yeah, just take it easy. Yeah. All right, so that's where it sits, and it's so there you are. So I go to the doctor, and he says, all right, we're going to line you up and get you this, but you'll have to wait for a committee to work you through the process. My wife and I are going, what the hell, we're going to wait for another 4 months? Come on. I've got cancer, for goodness sake, get on it. I'm with him for over 3/4 of an hour. At the end of it, before we go, he says, by the way, have you got insurance? And I said, yes. Oh, put that aside. We're going to have you in as soon as possible. So the kōrero is have insurance. Yeah. And I say that because for every shot that I go in to get, it costs a couple of $100 just to go in. Right, and when I was there having the chemo treatment, about $2,000 every one. Yeah. So that's what I've been through. I'm not too sure what the next slide is, but we'll have a look. Oh, okay. So check. So the doctor says we're going to follow a regime, and I'm thinking chemo. I've heard about chemo. Ooh, don't like it. Anyway, I'm crapping myself. I'm thinking there's a big beard like this, and there's a heap of lights, and they're zapping my body, and I'm going, I'm thinking that. Anyway, I go up to canopy here, I'm crapping myself, go in the door, they said, have a seat, Mr. Flavell, and I'm in a lazy boy. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? And then, of course, they just put the arm out, put the thing in there. And so for my first shot, I had 6 treatments every 3 weeks. Chemo, it knocks people around, absolutely without any doubt. But it depends on you, how fit you are, high, everything like that. So just to give you an idea, so that's the jab that I get every 3 months. That's what you call hormone treatment. That's the last treatment I'm on for the rest of my life, pretty much. Chemo. So you have about half an hour with saline to clear the lines, Then they have, what do weightlifters use to strengthen up?
Protein?
Oh,
Steroids.
steroids.
Yeah.
Steroids. Then they give you a steroid for about 3/4 of an hour. Why? Because once you have the chemo, it knocks you around. So they give you a couple of, so the steroid helps you cope with that a little bit. So that just gets in. And then the chemo itself must be pretty tough. Why? Because you have to have specialist gear on to wear it when you put it in. Yeah, you must wear special gear. Can't touch your body. So it must be pretty high powerful. And then the last one is to clear the lines again with saline. All up, my first session took about 4 hours. And this is what it all looks like. That fella, Mr. Morrison, sort of features here and again because he was always with me, and a couple of my mates were always with me. What happens is that your fingernails and all that sort of start rotting. So I still got a big toe that's I'm still recovering from. Yeah, things happen, but we'll talk about that shortly. So that's it. Basically, you have this. Go back one, sorry. About that. Oh, there it is on the left-hand side. Will do.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So what happens is because your fingers are rotting. Go back one, sorry. The nurse said, "Oh, well, put your hands and feet into ice packs." Well, it didn't actually do anything, and she told me about bloody after 3 bloody sessions. So my sessions were. So you start on a, let's say Tuesday. Come Friday, you're starting to go downhill. And then you basically have a whole week of just being crap, and then you come out of it slowly. I was going back to the gym with my mates, and then next cycle. So it's every 3 weeks. So I did that for 6 sessions. Yeah. So that's what I look like. Even the dog went out in pity for me. But just tired. Couldn't do anything. All I'd do is just go out and lie on the couch and just rest. And no energy. I couldn't even hang up clothes. Just had it. Psycho and all that sort of stuff. But some of my mates said, "Oh, well, we'll get everybody around. Come around and have karaki with you." And I heard that. And then luckily I have a very good kaitiaki who looks after me, has looked after me in Parliament. She rang everybody else and said, "No, that's not on." Because what happens is we automatically put people in the box, eh? By having, I had images of, open all the doors up, open all the windows up, I'll sit in the middle, and then everybody start coming and singing, Ma te Marie. I thought, I'm in the bloody box already. Nah, none of that. I'm not having any of that. So the key again is, with anybody with cancer, don't give them that crap. I mean, it comes from a good place, but really what it does, it just pulls you down. So my suggestion is, you've got to show people love. Just love them to bits, carry on with normal stuff, but don't put them in the box before it's time. Absolutely not.
Oh, there's a video playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it was ugly that day. It was ugly. Anywho, so I was still going to the gym. There's my mate and I was wasting him. But one particular day, I thought, I'll be a bit smart. So we had a bit of the message is, don't be stupid. Going through the training. So I basically conked out. I was doing lifting, sat down, put my head back because I thought, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. And then ended up on the floor, looking up at the door at the gym, and my beautiful face, scarred. It was scarred then, and I left half of my pretty self on the floor at the gym. I just thought I'd put that up because the message is, take it easy. Don't think you're going to bloody, change the world in a short period of time. Yeah.
Oh, another video.
Another video. Oh. All right, these are my ugly toes and my fingers. As you can, it's not a very good picture to tell you, but they all rotted underneath, so I could pull the whole nail off.
Oh.
Yeah, because what happens is it goes to your extremities. So I'm talking fingernails and feet. So the chemo goes through your whole extremity. Yeah, so that's that. So during the treatment with chemo, here are some of the things that happen often. The crazy thing is, I went to any sort of bloody healing you could find. And the first one was a mate of mine who used to be our physio, rugby physio back in the day, who was doing the old Maori stuff. And he said, the first thing you got to do is cleanse yourself, do a liver cleanse. Well, this is 3 days before going to chemo, right? So the regime was, go back and drink a glass of oil I can't remember the oil, plus a bit of lemon, then do another one, and then do something else. And he said, and part of the time he says, don't go out of the house and stay close to the toilet.
Was it castor oil?
Castor oil.
Oh, castor oil, yeah.
So there was I and my wife, we went through that, and you know, it drains you of energy, but it cleans your system out. So we finished that on the Sunday. On the Tuesday, I had my chemo first shot. So suffice to say that first week was ugly. Anyway, here are all the sorts of things that sort of are said to happen depending on who you are. Everybody's different, but you will be ngenge. And some people can handle it, some people can't. Some people have 2 hours, some people have 4 hours, some people have one a day, treatments a day. It just varies, right? Depending on how you are. So these are some of the things. You get diarrhea, constipation, but the good thing about all, when I say good thing, is that there's always a remedy for it. So in other words, if you've got constipation, they'll give you a pill for that. If you've got runs, they'll give you a pill for that. So you can get out of it. You just got to ask. Just got to ask. So I tried anything and everything. All right. So there's gummies on the left-hand side. I never smoked drugs. Well, I did actually once on a rugby trip, but it was failed. And so I thought I'd have a go at these gummies. Didn't do anything for me at all, unfortunately. Then I got all these pills. Oh my gosh, I'm still taking half of them. Paleo bread, yuck, that's probably like eating a newspaper. It's gross. But we had to tip our diet over. And so a lot of things were gone. So when we're talking about that, we're talking about getting rid of carbs, red meat, gone, milk, gone, had to do almond milk. I couldn't, anything with sugar and biscuits, gone. My wife would just give me one ginger nut, which I loved, but I had to go around it and just to save it up. Save it up. So, you know, it's a tough gig, but shit, when your life's on the line, you bloody do anything. So I went to a Chinese healer in Tauranga, and he said to me, Mr. Flavell, I fix you $1,200, 3 sessions. I said, okay, cool, that'd be good, bro. He said, but you must get rid of everything else. So I'm already halfway through my chemo. I said, I'm not ditching now. I'm on the road. And so he said, oh, that's all good. So I said, thank you very much for your time as I walked out the door. But I said, if all else fails, I'll be back within a day. So I didn't know what the end outcome would be. So these are a list of all the stuff that I was doing. This is kawakawa. So I go into one of the people said to me, just drink, guzzle kawakawa. So we bloody guzzle that stuff, and I still do it. Not as much, but still. So the point I'm making is that when you're on life and death, man, you go anywhere and everywhere. It costs a bit of money for sure, but that insurance sort of helps on the Western side. But I did everything from Western, Maori, Chinese, anything you guys you can see. I got into that compression thing for the lymph nodes. Body, but this is stuff that people sent me, magnesium, bloody everything there. That's alkaline water. So apparently, I don't know. I mean, somebody said to me, what saved you? Well, I'm not saved, but what helped you? I couldn't say which one. You know, it's a mixture of everything. But alkaline water was said to be a way to go because, and it was confirmed recently by this fellow that I was talking to, is that if you've got acid in your system, you know, then no good. So we bought a machine, an alkaline machine. So have it at home for all of our water, albeit it comes out of Pigahau. Yeah.
Is it the water in the car battery? No.
I bloody hope not.
That was one of the first things when I came back down in Wellington. I was trying to get in all the campuses.
Oh.
Yeah, because I knew about that.
Yeah.
That changes the water.
Changes the water.
And you can have it at different levels.
Yeah.
And securely.
It siphons off all the rubbish water and leaves just alkaline, which is better for you. Anyway, that's just to show you all. So I'm just doing a video showing somebody. Here's all of the stuff I'm doing. So I've got multivites. I've got all sorts there. I'm having a go at anything. So every morning I'd have a pack of about bloody 20 things, get it down the system. I go into it. Now, would you normally do that? I don't know. But shit, I was grabbing at anything. So that's that one. So in the diet, I wanted to put that up because I cooked those scones from almond milk because I wasn't allowed to cook anything else. Like I love a cup of tea and I love bit of something beside my cup of tea. So I wasn't allowed anything, no biscuits, no cake, no nothing, not even my beautiful Leona bread because it's got sugar in it. So I had to make my own muffins, and there's my beautiful muffins. Man, they last for a whole week and I had another shop. But the point is, all that stuff has to go. Dairy, flour, biscuits, cake, sugar, red meat. Check. All right. And the kōrero, as I said earlier, this has got to be a kōrero against all the background that I've given you that we have with partners, kick their asses and get them down to the doctor, male, female, for both checks, because it has an impact on relationships between us, sexual relationships, partnership relationships, all that sort of stuff. It is a kaupapa that we must talk about as families. So a lot of it is about keeping the water up of a person because they can drown. So those of you who don't know, the person on the left-hand side, her name is Tari Ford. She has a boxer here in Rotorua. She used to do MMA fighting, very fit. Her partner is Josh Te Kōwhai. Yeah. Now, so she goes, she's feeling a bit sore. She goes in, she's doing her running, she's a phys ed teacher. Within a month, she found out that she had breast cancer. 1 month. Now, when she found out and got told, it destroyed her. Just destroyed her. She was just gone. Didn't know what to do. And her parents, who are Pacific Islander, they were gone as well. So I said to them one night, come over home and I'll tell you all that I'm doing. So I gave her the whole bit about my journey, just like you fellas, and said to them, look, don't bloody drop your fellas' lips. Don't put it in the bloody hole. Don't take anybody that's pouting, move them out of the road. Don't let them anywhere near. If you want to have a moi, tell everybody stay away. And so she went through that, and that was my attempt to try and, this is her first chemo appointment, so my attempt to cheer her up. So I turned up there with a beard on and funny nose and a hat, which cheered her up a bit, so that's that one. The one in the middle there, her name is Ange Anderson. She passed away about 4 months ago. Same thing, went up to the doctor, up to the hospital, said I've got a sore guts. They sent her home with a Panadol. She lived in Ururoa. She came back in a week later, I got sore guts, went back in. They picked her up, sent her to Waikato. When they got to Waikato, they said, you have stage 4 cancer within a week. And then she started on the journey. And when was that? That was just before Christmas last year. She's had it all. She had it all, but she passed away. Passed away not long ago, and sadly missed by all of her mates. I'll go up and have karakia for her, and he, she tried everything, but just didn't make it. And on the far side is my sister-in-law. She passed away last year as well, cancer. She had it in the brain. Yeah. So there are umpteen people around who you don't know. There's a lot of people actually do have had cancer, but don't share it, and that's fine. It's not as about that. I'm different because I've got a profile and I don't mind talking about it if it helps other people. But you've got to be aware that people all around you, they've picked up on my story. And the website, what's happened is that a lot of people have contacted me and said, hey, can you talk to my dad? Yeah, where is he? He's locked himself in the room, he won't talk to anybody. They don't talk, so they won't talk to his kids, won't talk to his wife, won't talk to his mokopuna. He just shut down. So I sent him a text, I rang him, no reply. So that's what it can do for people. But it doesn't have to be like that. So just to wrap up then, what are the messages? As you can see, I tried to make a list and I kept a diary for every day while I was on the whole journey. Number 1, you've got to catch it early. That's the message. Number 2, get tested. Get tested. Every 6 months. Some say, oh, the doctor says do this, do that. No, I'm saying, nah, it's bugger. You tell them you want to test. If you can get a test for cholesterol, it's one more tube of about that much blood. For goodness sake, tell them, put it on. Because young kids can get cancer. Testicular cancer, there's no way of detecting it until it's sort of too late because there's no test for it. Some forms of cancer, there's no test. No test. So you'll never know. At least cervical cancer and prostate cancer, you can get tested. So there's the message. Number 2, it's all right to be scared. Shit. I've seen everybody that have been like that and get the word how I've been there. So I know what it's like. I was scared as hell. I thought, this is friggin', I'm all over. I'm done. Start thinking about giving my toko to that son and giving my this to that son. It was a hard time. But luckily, you know, I had a couple of good mates that just kept me with it. They took me out for a walk, took me out for a run in between the down times, just stayed in touch, stayed at a distance enough to give me my own space. But it's okay to be scared because it's just natural. But it shouldn't overtake your life. It shouldn't overtake you. You've got to come out, think coming out of it. Because my experience is as soon as you drop the ball, as soon as you drop your normal, that ain't helpful. Because you've given up straight away. Yeah. Number 4, in treatment, take somebody with you. I say that because sometimes I didn't hear anything. I saw the screen of my body, I didn't hear anything. Luckily, my wife was there and taped everything on her phone. Then you go home, have a listen to what was said. Not that I did, I didn't get the stuff. I'm just saying, I'm into this, let's go. So I just have somebody do that. The next one, follow the process. Like Tale, she didn't follow the process in her time. She got halfway through and thought, nah, leave it. I don't have to, I'm fine. Well, once you get it and being tested, that is not the end of the story. You've got to go to the next phase and say, find out for sure. And then once you know, you can do something about it. Or else you're walking around in ignorant bliss. The next one, kai is hugely important. What we do is tend to wait, and I'm no different. Having come out of it, you know, I'm back to my old tricks, sneaking my biscuits. We've gone all our biscuits now are sugar-free. I'm used to it now, so I can cope. I'm still, you know, silently at whanau, shooting off to get a cake. It's bloody hard. It's hard. But then you think, because we just had another wake-up call the other day when me and Anna are talking. Frick, you better get back on the bus. Because I'm thinking, if ever I go to the hospital and they say your prostate's gone up from 0.02, I think I'll be struggling. Yeah. So I've got to get back on the bus and stay there. So we're going to try and get back to making our own milk, our almond milk, all that sort of stuff. Get rid of the red meat. So I wasn't big on meat anyway, just chicken, fish, rara veggies and so on. Fruit, what's it got in it? Sugar. And this lady that was treating me said, you know, every Kiwi person, probably male and female, but definitely male, what do we have for breakfast? Usually 3 Weet-Bix, a bit of yogurt, probably a banana, and chuck some sugar on the top. So every day we contribute in to our downfall. Yeah. And I love my rewana. What is it got in it? Sugar. Yeah. So kai is hugely important. And rather than wait until we get crook, the message is start making changes now. Make changes now. Lifestyle, of course, somebody said, one of the doctors said that cancer is triggered by stress. Cancer is triggered by stress, which could be true because it was about the time that I left the whanau. So it could be true. So that's there. Lifestyle is important. The insurance one we've talked about. Whatever you do, don't take no for an answer. That is, you know, when you're going for your blood test and they say no, frickin' no, I want a blood test. Yeah. I want to know how I am. Once you've got that, then you're away. Give love, not pity to those who are struggling, and talk with your partners. So it becomes a whanau kaupapa. And I'm just thankful that I had my wife and my kids around me to look after me through this whole journey, because it's tough. I'm not anybody special. I thought I was, but I'm not. I get cancer, and I've got to address it. So right now, as I sit here, in another 23rd of December, I get my next jab just before Christmas, and hopefully, and have my blood test before that, and then just carry on. But there's other people I've met who have been doing the same thing 15, 20 years. Yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So I think that's about it. Check. Oh, and the last part is, a lot of this is around messaging, eh? So as we did in our bike ride, we said, okay, smear your mare, people get it. And so we happened to be at Kapahaka with Ngāti Rangi Wewahi, and then Te Teira Mohi came up. He said, we're doing a big, smear your mare, and everybody, yay. There's nothing for the men. And he said, Don't be silly, check your willy. And that
Yeah,
became the catchphrase.
beautiful.
So-
Potato.
If you want to know about, remember this kōrero, don't be silly, check your willy.
Yes.
Talk to your partners like that. Don't be silly, check your willy, you silly illy. So koina ngā kōrero, I think that's about us. Yeah, check. So thank you for listening. I hope it's been helpful. I'm happy to take, or I don't know if we can take questions. Up to you, Heidi. But yeah, thanks again for the opportunity, and just knowing that there's a heap of you still here and listening, and you stayed with it, and these fellows that are sitting here. Appreciate the opportunity. Apologies again for being a little bit late, but I'm really pleased because this is the sort of kōrero that we've got to have, and just appreciate your fellows' time with me. So kānui te mihi kia koutou, and keep up the good work. Love yous all, and up to you, Heidi.